Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jonathan here. Just a quick disclaimer before I get into this video. It was a speech I gave in a public speaking class on stuttering, so it just gets right into it. There's not much to it, so I just wanted to say what it was about. Links to the charity and the Stuttering Foundation that I talk about can be found in the description below. And any questions, you can put them in the comments. Hopefully this can be of help to some people, and hopefully it's stuff I can do more of in the future. So enjoy the presentation. How many of you know someone affected with a speech impediment, or who knows someone who doesn't speak right? Maybe a stutter, slurs their words, a dialect, something. Well, I suffered from stuttering as a kid. It's a very common thing. It's not a disease to say, it's more of a just a speech impediment. And unfortunately, it's something that people don't take lightly to. It's something I was bullied for up until probably high school. The first 14 years of my life, I was very scared to talk. I didn't want to be harassed for talking. So things in school, like you had to ask your teacher in like first grade, you had to ask your teacher to go to the bathroom, right? You'd raise your hand and go to the bathroom. I didn't do that. I would just sit there. I wouldn't talk. I didn't participate. I didn't really socialize. I kind of just sat at home and did my own thing because I knew I wouldn't be able to. I didn't feel I would fit in with all the other kids. I felt like I was a standout, and I felt it was something that wasn't right. And there's no treatment. I went to speech therapy for 11 years. There's not much they can do for you. It's just repetition. There's no drugs or cure. It's not like I can go get a surgery and have that part of my brain removed. It's just something I have to learn to deal with. And through practice, not many of you know me well, but I haven't stuttered yet. It might happen through the speech, I don't know. I'm pretty well at controlling it. It's gotten a lot better. I couldn't pronounce S's, T's, or F's up until 7th grade. So any word that started with S, T, or F, I wasn't in my vocabulary. So it's something I've come to cope with. It's something that just you may have affected with it and you don't want to talk about it. It's something you may develop. It mostly starts from childhood, but I'll go over that later. It can develop at any time, and it doesn't necessarily go away. It's just learning how to cope with it. So what is stuttering? It affects the fluency of your speech. It sounds like things are choppy. You might get stuck on a vowel or a syllable or something a lot longer than you should. It begins in childhood. You're born with it. There's no really direct correlation with it's genetics. It's not really something, your parents might have it, you might not. My parents, no one in my family has a speech impediment. So no one's really sure how it just came about. It kind of just started. It can affect your daily lives. It's something as I said, as a child, I couldn't go through most daily functions. I didn't really talk to anyone. I kind of just did my thing. And it's done to my social growth, absolutely, because there's nothing else I really couldn't do. So for those of you who don't know what stuttering is, how many of you have seen Billy Madison? This is stuttering.
Once there was a girl who wanted to find out. Did you get us in trouble?
Today, Junior?
So that was pretty much me with not as curly hair up until 8th grade. It's just, there's no way around it basically. But causes and signs of speech impediments is it's hard to miss. It's just something you just notice. It's something that everyone can't really look for it, basically. You can't just look at someone and assume they're a stutterer. It's something that kind of just comes about. Use a lot of verbal crutches, like ums and stuff, because you want to break up the words. Because if you feel, after doing it for 18 years, I can feel when it's about to come on. So I'll put in an to try to break up what I'm saying, because I don't want to stutter, just because it's pure embarrassment. So I'd rather not use proper English or proper speaking, because it's much easier on me. How to deal with someone who stutters. So if you encounter someone in your life, like many of you did, who stutters, it's important just to remain patient. You just let them get it out. It's the worst thing you can do is try to fill them in or assume what they're gonna say. Even if you dead on know what they're gonna say, it's very hard to for them to regain your thought. My mind tends to wander when I'm stuttering because I'm so focused on what's going on that it's easy to lose my train of thought when I'm stuttering, and I'm assuming it's much for everyone else. I've talked to a lot of other people who started that dealt with a lot of kids with speech impediments, and it's something that you just have to let them get it out. And it's important just to keep eye contact. Like, some people think stuttering is a nervous thing. Like, many of you, maybe if you're up here giving your speech, you might stutter a little just out of pure nervousness. Don't look away. It's important just to, like, act as a normal conversation. You don't want to treat someone with a stutter any differently. You just want to look at them and just let them know you're paying attention, because that will 9 out of 10 times make them get their thought, and it'll get it out much easier. Treatment, like I said, there's no drugs, surgeries, therapies. It's just therapy. It's practice and repetition. Just going through your daily life. I can't sit here and just say the same word like 50 times and I won't stutter on it anymore. It's just something you have to cope with and learn to deal with. So speech therapy typically involves a lot of games, and like speech games. Like, I used to go during school, I'd go an hour a day, and I'd play board games or things that would, I was always a sports fan. So I would, my teacher would mute a game, like I'd pre-record like a Lakers game, and she'd mute it, and I'd do like commentary over it, and that's kind of how I fell in love with like what I'm doing now. But it would help me practice speaking, so I would just do the play-by-play. Like, you've all watched a sports game before, like the play-by-play commentator. I'd do that, and it would help me learn to talk, and I'd force myself through it, because they have to talk pretty fast. They don't get to really, like, you can't stutter in the middle of a play-by-play. So there are 2 charities I'm directly involved with. One is called Small Steps in Speech. It's based out of New Jersey. It's more for children with speech impediments, not so much stuttering, but a lot more speech impediments. They offer, they raise money to send kids to therapy and to summer camps, and these summer camps are basically therapy, but in like a larger group, and it gets them out and about, and because most of these kids aren't going to socialize, and most of them aren't going to do anything with their lives, so they're not going to go to a regular summer camp. They go to a special summer camp. Like, some of you might have went to band camp, or I don't know, sports camp or something. It's the same thing. It's just for stuttering. And I made a video with them, kind of. I apologize for the audio. My mic broke, but.
Small Steps in Speech is a nationwide organization that raises money to grant to children with speech impediments. Small Steps in Speech is a nationwide organization that raises money to grant to children with speech impediments. Take it from me, for the first 14 years of my life, I suffered horribly from a speech impediment. It made making friends harder, asking for help harder. It stunted my social growth and personality growth because I was too scared to open my mouth. Fortunately, I was able to receive treatment and spent 11 years in speech therapy. But because of it, I've grown into the person you see in front of you today. I went from sitting in my speech therapy office, commentating over pre-recorded Laker games 15, 20 years ago, to standing in front of crowds of a few hundred people, standing in front of this very camera and talking about this very same topic. Donating to send a child to speech therapy or to one of our summer camps. Or if you have a kid in need of speech therapy, check out our website below for more information. How to overcome their speech impediment and allow them to live their life with this confidence that I only gained from going to speech therapy.
Another one is on the handout in front of you, is the Stuttering Foundation of America, which is a new project I began working on. So myself, I'm still learning what they really do. It's only been a couple weeks, so this pamphlet will give you more information, and any other information, I can get it for you if you require any more. You can learn how to deal with them, you can donate money, you can help at different charity events and support just the cause to try and give people the proper attention they need. And yeah, that's it.